When did algorithmic trading eat into that?
I built some algorithmic boxes near the end of my time. So our algorithmic trading particularly made things a lot quicker. So our fingers became too slow for the moves. I think that was the main issue, really. I mean, you knew what was happening. You could see the trades taken there, but you just couldn't get in it quick enough. So I moved away from bund and bubble into looking at how to arbitrage the FX spot versus the FX futures on CME. And we built, at that time, there were all these little dark pools of liquidity. So EBS, Lava, Hotspot, and things like that. And we built that flow into a TT machine. And then we traded the future against it, just using some simple technical analysis. And yeah, that worked quite well. But again, you needed I think if you did that today with the technology that's available today, it'd be a lot easier. We used to get a lot of legging risk in that sort of thing. Yeah, we were there at the beginning of that sort of thing, but it developed quickly. And I think that's when the market changed enough for me to want to stop, because a lot of the correlations became different and the risk reward became wider. So I think where we were used to things like you'd lose one to make three, very basic things like that, make one tick for every 10 round turns, and these sort of like very basic maths, that stuff didn't work anymore. And there was the new breed of trader there, and I saw them coming in, and I speak to them today, and they're fascinating. They're just different to what I was used to. So I think you just have your time, and as you get older and life becomes more difficult and you have a mortgage and things like that, it's harder to focus on willing to risk 10 grand on a trade, because that's my mortgage.
When did you know your time as a proprietary trader was done?
We used to joke about this thing called trader cam, and it was the idea that you had this camera on your shoulder, put a trade on, and then I'd sit there and I know I'm right. I just know everything tells me, all my correlations and my charts and everything tell me this is going the way I want it to, but it just squeezes and squeezes and squeezes you out. And then it's almost as if, oh no, I'm going to stop myself out now. And as soon as you stop yourself out, it does exactly what you expect it to do. And those squeezes just became a little bit harder and harder to deal with. And we knew that as our trader cam. So they were watching us until you get out, and then it goes in the way. So once I got so used to trader cam hitting me every day, I just came to a point where my trading profit and the stress was not equaling the lifestyle that I deserved to go with it. And that was when I just decided that unless I can retrain myself as a quant, I need to.
What did you do at ICE?
The transition from being a trader, especially a prop trader, into a normal job, in quotes, is ridiculously difficult. It's a very hard transition to do, not because of skill set, just because of people don't generally want to hire ex-traders. It became a really annoying thing. I applied for many jobs that I was very capable of doing, but you just couldn't get in the door. So this job at Intercontinental or ICE, we call it, came up because they were looking for someone who had good experience using a TT machine. And that's one thing I knew inside out. So I went there on that basis and ended up becoming an IT consultant, working on clearing technology. And we did this stuff called UAT testing, which was ultimately pumping a bunch of trades through a system and making sure that they flow through the trade cycle as you expect them to. And it sort of developed from there, really. So I ended up learning much more about databases and UAT models and what we used to call MQ messaging and this type of stuff. So it was working in the clearinghouse, really, in technology development. And I was quite lucky. I think I've been quite lucky in many of my jobs because I've seen a lot of transitions happen. So they moved from this old to the new clearing technology, and I'm part of that project and sat through the Dodd-Frank transition there as well and implemented that with ICE Clear. So it was a good change of career for me. Perfect timing.
What projects did you work on?
The main one was they moved from the old IPE clearing technology to the ICE, what is now the ICE clearing technology. But I guess the most exciting, if you like, is the Dodd-Frank 30.9 and all these types of regulations, which meant swap trading had to become future trading ultimately. You don't see this in many companies, but we were picked to work on the project. And rather than just being the IT guy or the relationship manager, you became everything, but with one set of clients. So they did it slightly differently and it worked really well. So you got given a set of clients and you basically handheld them through the whole project from the clearing side into, we transitioned 800 swap into futures over one weekend. And you'll see that around about that time, that was really the growth in some of these futures markets. So things like Brent and WTI, if you look at from 07 to 08 and 09, that's really when these things really took off. So it was good to be there at the start and to be part of that transition.